All right, let's talk about German adjective endings. You know, the ones that feel like they were specifically designed to make you cry? Yeah, you're not alone. But here's the thing. What if I told you they're not some random, cruel trick? What if it's all actually a secret code? Well, today we are going to crack that code together.
I mean, this is the big question, right? It's the one that gets everybody. You learn a simple word like gut, and then all of a sudden it's gute, gute, gutes, guten, gutem. It just feels like total chaos. But I promise you, it's not. There is a beautifully logical system hiding right there in plain sight.
And that brings us to the fundamental secret here. See, an adjective in German, it's not just describing something. It has a really important job. It's constantly sending out these little signals about the noun it's attached to, just to make sure everything in the sentence stays perfectly in sync. You can almost think of it like a grammatical traffic controller.
Okay, so here's our plan for cracking this thing. First, we'll look at that secret job. Then, we're going to unlock the 3 keys you need to solve literally any adjective puzzle. And finally, we'll put it all together. Sound good? Let's dive in.
All right, first up, the adjective's secret job. We've got to start with the why behind all this. Because, once you get this, everything else starts to make sense. The main job of a German adjective isn't to confuse you, believe it or not. It's to communicate really specific info about its noun. It's actually there to make the sentence clearer. And this is so important to get into your head before we go any further. It's not random. It is a logical system. Every single ending change happens for a reason. And once you get the system, you'll be able to predict the right ending, not just try to memorize a million different charts. Okay, so how do we figure out which signal the adjective is supposed to send? Well, this is where our 3 keys come in. This is your code breakers checklist. Seriously, every time you're staring down a German adjective, just run through these 3 simple checks.
This right here, this is the whole system. The whole shebang, in a nutshell. Step 1, check the noun's shape. That's its gender and number. Step 2, check the noun's role. That's the grammatical case. And step 3, check for a pointer word, a determiner. That's it. That's the whole game. Let's break down each one.
All right, key number 1, the noun's shape. So every single noun in German has a fixed gender, right? Masculine, feminine, or neuter. Or it could be plural. The adjective ending absolutely has to change to match whichever of those categories the noun falls into. No exceptions.
And you can see this perfectly in action right here. The word for this, which has the stem dies, changes its ending to match the noun it's pointing to. So you get Diesel for the masculine rock, diese for the feminine Hose, dieses for the neuter Kleid, and then diese again for the plural shoe. See? That little ending is doing all the work, signaling the noun's shape.
Okay, on to key number 2, the noun's role. This is what grammar folks call the case. And really, it's just about the job the noun is doing in the sentence. Is it the subject, the one doing the action, or is it the object, the one having the action done to it? Guess what? The adjective has to signal that too.
And here's a perfect example. In that first phrase, dieser Pullover, this sweater, it's the subject of the sentence, so it's in the nominative case, and it gets that ER ending. But look at the second one. Ich sehe diesen Pullover. I see this sweater. Now the sweater is the direct object. It's in the accusative case, and boom, the ending changes to EN. It's signaling that the noun's job has changed.
So the big 2 you're going to see all the time are nominative for the subject and accusative for the direct object. But there's also the dative case, which is often used for the indirect object or after certain prepositions like mit. So you'd say mit diesem, with this. And there it is again, another ending change, signaling another role.
And that brings us to our 3rd and final key. And honestly, this one is a total game changer. You just have to ask, is there a pointer word, like der, die, das, or dieser, right before the adjective? Because whether that little word is there or not, well, it completely changes what the adjective has to do.
So why does this matter so much? It's because these little pointer words, they're called determiners, they're already doing most of the hard work. A word like dieser already signals that the noun is masculine and it's in the nominative case. It's done all the heavy lifting for you, which makes the adjective's job, well, a whole lot easier.
So here's the bottom line. When one of those strong pointer words is there, the adjective gets to just chill. It can relax and take a simple, weak ending, usually just E or N. But
If there is no pointer word, the adjective has to step up. It has to take on the heavy ending all by itself, just to make sure the gender and case signals don't get lost. It's all about teamwork.
And that's it. Just like that, you have all three keys. You get it now, right? Adjectives are just signaling the noun's shape, its role, and their ending totally depends on who else is helping out in the sentence. You are ready. Let's put it all together.
So let's do a super quick recap of our code breakers checklist. The next time you feel stuck, just ask yourself these three questions in this order. 1. What's the noun's shape, gender, and number? 2. What's its role, the case? And 3. Is there a pointer word? If you follow these 3 steps, you can logically figure out the correct ending every single time.
So let's just reframe this whole thing. The adjective's job is to signal, not to confuse. These endings aren't there to trip you up. They're a feature of the language that's actually designed for clarity. And once you learn how to read those signals, the whole system just clicks.
So, the code isn't a secret anymore. You have the keys, and with them, you can unlock a much, much deeper understanding of how German grammar works. So the only real question left is, what are you gonna unlock first? I really hope this helps you out on your German learning journey. Thanks for tuning in.